Hey guys, Brian and Jim here, and today we're reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the NES.
Released in 1994, it's the last game that Konami released on the NES. It's one of 3 games in the Tournament Fighters series, the other 2 being on the Genesis and Super Nintendo, but both of those are completely different games. These series of games came out around the height of the Turtles' popularity. After 3 movies, the hit TV show, a huge toy line, and a couple games for the NES and arcade before it, this looked to cash in on the Fighters game craze of the early 90s.
The storyline here is pretty basic. You have Shredder challenging the Turtles to a fighting tournament to determine who is the best in the streets of Manhattan. Now it's time for the character roll call. We have Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, Casey Jones, Hothead.
What? Who the hell's Hothead?
You know, he's an obscure toy and character from the comics.
So we get Hothead?
Yeah, we get Hothead.
Wait, so is Bebop in this?
Nope.
Where's Rocksteady?
Nope.
Does April and Mila ever fight?
Not until the Sega version.
No. I'm out of here.
And let's not forget Shredder, who couldn't even make the cut for the intro movie.
Overall, the graphics are really good. The sprites for the characters are nice and detailed, and they are a little bit colorful too. Now, there is a problem with flickering, but that's mainly when we use the character of Hothead. He must be too much for it to handle. We happen to get 4 very nice areas to fight in. First is the waterfront, which happens to be my favorite. It gives a good view of Manhattan at night. Next we have a sewer, which of course any Ninja Turtles game is going to have. And for some reason, a pirate ship. You know, it's pretty detailed if not dull. And we do have a vision of downtown, which would look like if it was fighting the Foot Soldier Army. Overall, it's pretty good.
Overall, I was very impressed with the music, but it is Konami, so you had to expect some classics. Now I had to pick my favorite stage music. Check it out. Yeah. Tell me that's not badass. Love it.
Next up is the control end. Wait, is this the same music from the last clip?
You know it.
Really do like it that much, don't you?
Yup.
Anywho, the control. It's amazing. It plays just like Street Fighter, and really, it's next-gen control scheme on the last-gen system. It's amazing how they were able to fit it in there. Now, Brian didn't like it as much. He thought it was a little stiff at times, but overall, I had no complaints. Moves are easy to pull off, and it's very responsive. Damn near perfect.
Look, gameplay is one thing this game got right. I don't know what it is, this game is just fun to play. Between each character having their own special moves and they're easy to learn, that little floating splinter face that gives you the fireball, and everything in between. It's just what you would expect from a fighting game. It's too bad the NES didn't produce more like this. And here we have Jim trying to be Chris Benoit. Looking back, I should have given it a higher score, but I was drinking. Sorry.
Finally, we get an actual game on the NES with some kind of replayability as far as fighting games go. Now, in all the multiplayer modes, you get to use all 7 characters. Also, you get a story mode, player versus computer, and a tournament mode. Now, each character has their own set of special moves, and each move, they're not that hard to pull off, and that really brings you back in to try and learn them more. You also get mirror matches at times, like you do in any other fighting game, and you get different endings for each character. Now, you only get to use the 4 turtles, but it's slightly different, though marginally the same. Also, be warned, you cannot see the real ending unless you play on the hardest difficulty, so there's going to be no freebies when it comes to this game. Overall, it's really good.
Unfortunately, when you're a fighting game in 1994, you need to bring a whole lot more to the table to be considered original. They did try to use some ideas like the floating splinter face that drops a fireball, and you get to only use it once before it drops and the other player can try and use it. It's original, but it's not enough to save this game. They did also throw in the standard bonus, break down a wall in between fighting rounds, but it's not enough. It's above average for an NES game, but as it stands for a fighting game, it's just about average.
What more can I say about this game than I loved it? I absolutely loved it. There are some issues in the game when it comes to flickering and a little bit of stiffness, but that doesn't take away from just how fun this game really is. Especially for the NES, which is very limited when it comes to fighting games. It really was a joy to finally play this after all the others, and it got a 7.5 from us overall.
And now, victory dances.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power, they're the world's most fearsome fighting team.
Today's gameplay footage was enjoyed with Mine's Headlight.
Get a grip. When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtles